And when you take on the responsibility, great power will come.
Oh, the whole power of responsibility conversation.
Great power will come.
Bedtime Babble.
Madam Webb.
Madame or Madam?
Madame Webb.
Madame Weeby.
yeah. The eccentric old spinster.
It's probably one of the worst mainstream films I think I've ever watched.
Oh, I've only watched an hour. No, probably about an hour 5, because it's probably about 5 minutes behind. There's probably about 50 minutes left. Which makes sense, but
And
also
you're having a good time.
well,
And you're having
well,
a good time.
hopefully they're having a good time.
Don't talk to the audience directly. Makes them feel awkward.
Just, I've never been so struck with how poor a film is that's had a lot of money spent on it.
How much money has it had spent on it?
Between 80 and 100 million was the figure I saw.
Cheap, technically.
I mean, in terms of
but
like...
then not a lot happens.
But
Cue generic origin scene.
Don't you want to know how Madame got her web?
No, I just want to have her as a fully realised character.
The film starts in 1973 in a jungle in Peru where Constance Webb is searching for a spider.
Oh, but I'm not going to let her do that. Not when I'm this close.
Perhaps you should rest.
I didn't realise she was pregnant.
You thought she was just having a boo.
Then she finds the spider, and then her security guard, Ezekiel, shoots the rest of her team, and then eventually ends up shooting Constance. And then Constance is saved by Las Arañas, who are the spider people.
Oh, leave it out. Is that how good the CGI is going to be for this whole film?
Hopefully, Dave.
Fuck's sake. Even I'm not enjoying it so far.
No, you are.
I know I am secret. I think it's wonderful.
So Las Arañas then try to save Constance, and they take her to their cave where all the special spiders are, and then they get a spider to bite her.
While she's in a
to try and save her
in a
pool, in a magic pool.
In a magic pool of water. What's the significance of the pool?
I don't know. It's just magic pool.
Just slightly cloudy.
And then the baby is born, and then mother dies, and somehow baby gets from Peru to New York. I don't know how well connected Las Arañas are with the
when
New
we
York
meet that
state.
chap again later in the film, he's wearing normal civvies and he's not in his
special Las Arañas.
Yeah.
Oh, so they have the ability to change and then just ship a baby off in
they
a
have
box.
the
Just
ability
just
to
walk
put
in-
different clothes on and go to the post office.
To look normal, to look like,
but
you
this
belong in
is-
society.
So then we flash forward to 30 years to 2003, where Cassandra, or Cassie, Webb, is now a paramedic in New York.
Get out of the way, I'm saving lives!
Yeah. Oh, look at that. Blockbuster. Very 2003.
And she is involved in an accident on a call where a guy's trapped in a car. She gets in the car to rescue the guy, and then the car flips over into the water.
So is she going to get bitten by the same spider now?
No, she's the baby. She already is. She's got the spider powers.
See, you called it generic and you're fucking lost.
It's because I've lost interest.
And she has the little weird dream sequence thing where she sort of sees all of these seemingly random events.
Essentially,
and then
she sees the plot of the film, doesn't she?
Yeah, she sees the plot of the
Laid out
film.
in front of her.
And that's when she stopped acting.
Yeah, but this might have been filmed near the back end.
Very true.
She might have already seen some of the dailies and thought, nah, I'm giving this amount.
It almost sounds like an AI program sometimes. Well, she sounds a bit like an AI program.
It's a genetic neuromuscular disorder.
But I don't have a neuromuscular disorder.
Life expectancy.
Yes, hell, man.
And ironically, she sort of described this as being like an AI program.
So it's kind of like if AI generated your boyfriend's perfect movie.
She gets revived from this dream state.
She was under for 3 minutes.
Dead for 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got a terrible slur now and you can't move your right leg due to brain damage.
She gets called to this big job, and these flashes start to happen. And she sees an image of her boss dying.
Don't let it mess with your head.
Oh no. She even saw how it was going to happen.
Here we go.
She did nothing. She turned away. Boom.
In literally the slowest automobile crash.
Slowest, and also that drone shot where they pan
Totally.
out,
Yeah.
and he's basically just driving down a no-through road. That's fast as she can run, even in slow motion.
No, well, she's seen the future. She's not he's dead.
Yeah.
She's at that point whether I'm
Don't want to give it away.
I could walk. He ain't making it.
He gets T-boned by the lorry in a really slow automobile
Yeah.
accident that somehow kills him.
You gotta keep an eye on that dead. It can come at you from nowhere though, just in case nothing comes out from there.
I don't even know what you just said. Did it make sense to you? Pop something in the comments. Like and subscribe.
Do you think at his funeral she'll go over to the family and go, I knew that was going to happen?
Yeah, I tried to save him, but I didn't try that hard.
How did you try? I said, let me drive, and he said, no. And I went, all right.
She then sort of starts to believe it when she saves the life of a pigeon.
Was that a pigeon?
I think so. Flashback, quick. Whoosh, go back.
Save your popcorn.
Save the pigeon.
Save the pigeon, save the world.
She realises that she does and can actually see into the future.
Not just see into the future, change what she's seeing.
Yes, change what she's seeing.
That's I think the key thing, innit? I mean, I'd rather have a fucking dead pigeon on the outside than a live pigeon shitting on my glasses.
So she sees these three girls die on the train when Mystery Man appears and kills them all.
Yeah.
She doesn't know who they are, but she has the vision. She harries them off the train away from danger, and then he then sort of comes after them. This is Ezekiel, who has the spider and has the magic spider powers now.
Go.
Well, this is very exciting.
Ezekiel, he is having a dream that he has seen these three girls, spider women, that kill him, and he's been determined to try to find them so that he can kill them, so he therefore doesn't die. And he's stolen NSA technology, which suspiciously looks like 2024 technology.
I didn't know we'd be targeting teenagers.
They're teenagers now, but in the future, they have powers, and they will try to destroy me.
The guy who plays Ezekiel, it sounds like somebody he's been completely dubbed.
Find them. I pay you a fortune.
Oh, Jesus.
It's kind of almost Tom Hardy Bane level.
His voice is so detached.
Yes.
I don't know, like from his just what's going on screen. It's weird, and then completely out of place with everybody else.
If you saw who was going to murder you, you'd try to stop them. You have no idea of the torment and torture of dying over and over.
God, can you imagine this fucking first night you meet someone?
I was going to say, is this one night stand?
I think so.
Oh, no. He's mental.
As a antagonist in a film, it's just...
Well, his whole thing is, I've had a dream.
Yeah.
And not the good way.
Yeah.
Their faces have been taunting me for years.
We don't know exactly when you're...
He's got photographs of them now from
No,
his
that's
dreams.
just what he remembers. He's put them together.
No, he's done an
Photo
amazing
fit.
job. There we go. It's these three actresses.
See, what he needed was a pigeon moment.
Yeah, he did.
He needed a pigeon moment to recognise that he could change it.
Mm. He could have just sold his... Because it wasn't in his apartment that he died.
Well,
just move out the apartment. Yeah.
Oh no, Barry's here. Barry Spiderman.
Are we going to mention the fact that Ezekiel's whole outfit basically is just Spider-Man's black suit from Spider-Man 3?
Because they want to put Spider-Man in the film, but they can't put Spider-Man in the film, so they need some approximation of Spider-Man.
But don't put him in as the bad guy.
Spider-Man clone.
That did get people chatting like, oh no, Spider-Man's a bad guy.
Because
from the trailer.
Oh, okay.
How do we instantly know that was the bad guy? It just looks like another Spider-Man.
Wait, what?
Get your stuff. Let's
What
go.
the? Who's... What? What the heck?
evil Spider-Man?
Why do you take the Spider-Man ripoff costume on?
There is a Spider-Man in this, and she's immediately, okay, cool, that was neat. Spider-Man is the bad guy.
This ripoff Spider-Man is driving me crazy.
Get your stuff.
Whoa, what? Oh! Because they implied a lot of things that just didn't really happen, like the girls having powers in their costumes and doing things. You pretty much see everything you see of them in their costumes in the trailer that's in the film.
Code 4, repeat. These are not our missing persons.
It's very weird to have the protagonist and the antagonist both be emotionless.
Yeah.
So it's a very brave choice.
I mean, the dialogue in this is fucking dreadful. And I mean, I know we say that a lot about films that we watch, but it is really...
It's bad, but I would say the delivery is probably worse.
I always thought my mom didn't care about me.
Sometimes you must sacrifice yourself.
Apart from Uncle Ben...
Yeah, he was the only one who actually acted like a real human, an actual actor.
Yeah, it felt like most of them were just like, I'm so checked out of this.
So is he one of them?
I need more information.
Oh, there was such a pause as well afterwards.
It's weird.
It's like a video game. I need more information.
Yeah, waiting. Oh shit! Should I press A or X for the answer? Apparently, Sydney Sweeney, one of the 3 Spider Girls, the
blonde lass,
yeah,
blonde
with
glasses.
the glasses.
Yeah,
she's apparently said, for me, this movie was a stepping stone so that I could get in, make connections, and do more.
I'm so glad that's how art is made.
The last one was 3 minutes and 24 seconds after the previous one. So that means the time between contractions is reducing at a rate of 21.6 seconds.
Oh, bore off. Fuck me.
She was wearing a math t-shirt, Tom.
So after rescuing them from Ezekiel's grasp, she then steals a taxi and then leaves them in the woods. Cassie then goes home and just has everything explained to her by her mother's notebook. Literally everything.
Yeah,
everything she
because
needs
she
to
remembers,
know.
doesn't she?
No,
she goes, spiders.
It was like a spider person.
She tells the girls, right, I'll leave you for 3 hours. I promise I'll be back, right? Which I think's a long time to leave those
girls you've only just met as well. I mean, she's trying to keep them safe.
Arguably, girls you've kidnapped.
Yeah.
You know what would have been funny? If she would have just walked in, sat on the couch, just put the TV on.
Yeah.
But she does get the opportunity at that point to try climbing up a wall. Because she's reading about the Las Arañas in her mother's notebook about how... And then she sort of comments on, well, I guess you only find out by trying. It's an attempt at humour, but it's so missed.
So what we'd seen of the movie up to that point, I
Yeah.
actually thought that was quite well worked.
Most of the other laughter was at it.
Yes.
Okay, let's not mention that to anybody.
So she has a stolen taxi after their first encounter with Ezekiel.
Which she drives into a diner.
She then takes her battered, stolen taxi, takes it to an airport, leaves it there, flies to Peru, has a little moment with Santiago, learning the true extent of her powers.
Finds the exact tree that her mum was stood by. She just kind of... She
Just
looks
turns
up
up
and
there.
goes...
Oh, it's over there.
Oh!
Yeah, matched
And then the Las Arañas bod appears behind her. I knew
Santiago.
you'd come back.
Yeah. How long have you been waiting?
Yeah, he's been stood there for 30 years.
Yeah, just waiting for her to
30
come
years.
back.
Just be careful, okay?
I'll be back as soon as I can. Thank you, Ben. You didn't ask for any of this.
Okay, well, neither did you.
She doesn't care though. Like if she said that to me, I'd be like, you just don't say anything.
Yeah.
If you can't put your all into it.
Yeah, thanks. You didn't ask for any of this. Shut up! Yeah, no, I didn't ask for any of it. And you clearly you don't give a shit.
So after coming back from Peru, she'd left the girls with Ben Parker.
You know what? Mr. Ben Parker here did all the work.
Ben Parker? Uncle Ben?
His sister-in-law, who has little baby Spider-Man in her, is
That sounded awful.
It does. It sounds a bit weird.
And he goes, I think we should call him Spider-Man.
She goes into labour and
Yeah.
then Ben has to take her to hospital. For some reason, the girls go with him.
They're not all going with her, are they?
Of course they are.
Why? Why would you go to the hospital with this woman that you don't need to?
Because they've just met her, so it's important that they're all there for the birth of her child that they have no connection to.
Ezekiel shows up again, tries to kill them again. Cassie has stolen an ambulance and drives it into him.
Doesn't hit anyone.
Doesn't hit anyone. Doesn't hit anything.
She
Somehow
hits
gets the
him, but
perfect spot just to go through, even though she busts through a sign, can't actually see anything.
Why hasn't he got a gun on him? Why hasn't he got 2 guns?
Because he's got poisonous hands.
Because he's special
So why
poison
have
man.
grenades then? He was going to grenade them in the front of that taxi. Instead, why didn't he just pull out 2 Uzis and just go blah, 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 blah. All the time he's climbing on the ceiling really quietly and all that. Then pull out Uzis. Blah, 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 blah.
Get it close to the ceiling. Nobody touch the sides or anything. Now!
I mean, it's a good idea, to be fair. It would work.
I like that. They had to use their brains.
Yeah.
And that's a medical thing, so it makes sense. That was good. See? Not all bad.
They all end up down at the disused fire, the
Back at
abandoned
firework factory.
back at the disused, dilapidated firework thing, because they're going to draw him in and basically try and collapse the building on him. He catches up to her. She realises that she can split into 3 and save everybody at the same time.
Come on. Maddie, you're gonna be okay.
Oh my god.
Hold on to me.
Because I'd forgotten about that bit.
Like, how does she know she can do that?
Because he kind of showed her.
He
That's
told
how
her.
the whole hugging her
He
mum
showed her how
thing.
to split 3 ways. Like
No,
that.
but he's given her
No,
the spark.
he told her with great power comes great responsibility. So she
No,
figured it out.
he didn't say that. He said, with power,
Well, we know
it will
that he
come.
did. That is what he said.
If you accept the responsibility, power will come.
It's not what
That's what he said. If
It's
you
a
accept
complete-
the responsibility, the power will come.
Yeah.
Which is just a different way of saying with great power comes great responsibility.
she's a-
Then doesn't he punch the
Close.
real her in the face? though?
Yeah.
He waits for her to do it. It's like proper pro wrestling stuff where she literally just stands there and does it, and he just watches her. And then the magically powered Pepsi Cola sign falls on him.
Yeah.
And then
And
on
her.
her eventually.
Yeah.
And then she ends up blind and paralysed.
What a lovely view.
But she's connected herself to the web of time now, and she's got a little spider Bratz dolls. So she's got a little team. And hooray, we can make another movie. Except we can't because it was shit and no one liked it.
She's the first character in Sony's extended
Any
universe.
any comic book.
Or any comic book movie where she's not the headline of any comic.
Yeah,
she doesn't have her own
it's the
comic
first time
line.
that's ever happened.
Yeah.
And what I was most excited about was the sort of the clairvoyance and the fact that hadn't been done before. There's been many versions of many superheroes and those particular skills, but hers, I think, deserved its own sort of story to be told.
It started off super interesting as a concept for a different kind of... But the way they executed it so poorly all the way through, by the end of it, I thought this is the worst superhero that there is. And I'm talking, like that's... Aquaman's a guy who's, talks to fish.
What are you even doing back there?
Oh, you want to come take over? I can drive.
She's not going room temp on my watch.
Oh, that was delivered with passion.
I think the biggest downfall of this, for me, is the acting.
Yeah, and nobody cares.
There are bits of dialogue in this that is dodgy.
Baby sausage.
Baby sausage.
Baby sausage. I think that's because it's a baby shower. They have baby sausage.
That's disgusting.
Baby sausage. Baby sausage.
The idea of how she learns her ability and how actually it changes every time because she's learning more about it kind of makes sense to me. And I think they presented that relatively well.
A bit drawn out, but much nicer, I agree, than what you got in Morbius, where you had a 3-minute thing of him just standing in a room going, oh, what can I do?
Yeah.
Now I can do everything.
Yeah. It's just some of the things that she was doing, like just who she was as a person and how she was talking to people, didn't make you warm to her.
I suspect you were a bit more of a handful than a puppy.
I don't know what you're talking about. I was a model foster kid. I peed outside and everything.
So,
Is this supposed to be endearing?
To who?
To anyone?
I don't know. It is making me want Chinese food, but that's the only emotion I'm getting from it.
Dakota Johnson just seems like she doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's remarkable. And for the first sort of opening 10 minutes of the film, to have someone who looks so visibly uninterested.
She really is trying her best to keep me from working. Not when I'm this close, but I'm not going to let her do that.
Why did you hate me so much?
Oh my god!
I don't think I've seen her in anything else.
No,
so I don't know what her performance is like in anything else, and I don't know if this is just how she acts, or
maybe it was a brave acting choice.
Not to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, what are you going for? I'm going for complete disinterest.
It was really brave just to not care at all.
Just to not act.
The film was one thing when she signed up to it, and then when it actually came to making it, it became a very different thing. But it seems to be implied that she was saying that this film was sort of made by committee. I don't think there was any singular creative force behind this.
That's mad they all slept like that. Like, they put no effort in. They just went, no, just lay on the bed.
Lay on the bed because then we can just get him in one shot.
Yeah. Just all lay on the bed as though you would be asleep like that. But don't put the covers over you, just all with your clothes and just laying on your bed.
I will say that some of the shots are pretty interesting.
It's not a badly made film.
No.
Not
By any
necessarily,
stretch.
no.
It's not
In
a badly
parts,
made
yeah,
film.
yeah.
There's some bits of it that you're kind of like, you dialed that in.
Yeah.
But in terms of the technical ability,
yes, yeah,
that is used to make the movie,
it's well made. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What they make is not necessarily.
No, but I
well
would say
done,
in the
but-
shots there is effort.
They thought about
There
it.
has been effort put into those shots. Whether those shots are always
Yeah.
successful or not,
Yeah.
it is debatable. But I at least enjoyed that they went for it because
Yeah.
at least visually it was stimulating in places.
There's a nice shot when she's watching Christmas Carol on the sofa, and it starts on what she's watching, and Scrooge making a monologue, and then sort of slowly sort of pans round through the apartment, and then on to her, and that was quite a nice moment. And yeah, people have tried. Some people have tried. It's just a shame that 90% of the actors didn't really try.
Hey, am I on the right train?
I don't know, man.
I don't know, man.
It was directed by a British director called S.J. Clarkson, and this was her first film. She's done a lot of TV work,
Right.
and had done, like, looking back at her career, had done a lot of the sort of British TV stalwarts, Doctors, but a lot of TV work right up to sort of now-ish, and then this was her first feature film.
And are incredibly fast, incredibly strong, and they can climb like spiders. Just like Ceiling Guy.
Just like Ceiling Guy.
Is this an AI script?
In those clips where she is being interviewed by people, I genuinely think it's quite funny.
Have you seen the one where she's being asked to name Spider-Man films?
Yeah.
Spider-Man, here he comes.
Here he comes.
That's number one.
Yep.
Spider-Man, and he's back. The last one is the Goblet of Spider-Man.
She says, like, I'm not made for these films. These do not suit me.
Yeah, which is fair. So when the trailer came out,
He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
so that became a
Look at the
bit of a
spiders.
meme online.
It was the line that says, he was in the Amazon with my mum when she was researching spiders right before she died. Do you remember that going viral?
Why did that go viral?
I think it went viral because out of context, people were just like, what does this mean?
So basically, he has to explain the joke, but so
Yeah.
he tiptoes around it.
Just out of the context of it, it was just a very...
But isn't any sentence out of context out of context?
Yeah. Very true.
What a silly thing.
Because what he doesn't say is your performance of that line also is pretty hilarious.
If he just dived in and said, because you deliver it like you don't care about it.
Yeah.
That's the honest.
She might have broke.
Oh, Madam Web sweep the Oscars. Can you imagine?
Oppenheimer gets like best sound, Madam Web everything else.
Okay, sure.
As a So Bad It's Good, we sat there, we had a lot to say about it while we watched it. So I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5.
Oh, she's having one of those. Oh, that's
I said it was a flashback.
I know, but I was hoping it wasn't.
I'm going to give it 1.5. It was funny. We had a laugh at the performance of it. It was visually interesting in places. Everyone going on, oh, it's such a So Bad It's Good. It's like, it's not really. But
no, it's more bad than it is good, but it's got enough in there to warrant a score.
The acting does make it interesting.
I can see better than I ever have.
Oh.
Yeah, now that I've got these cool looking specs.
If you like So Bad It's Good, watch this film. I think it is a car crash worth watching. I was staggered by how uninterested everybody was.
Yeah.
Or most of the main lead seemed to be. It goes on a bit too long, I think. But, that's almost an inevitability with some of these films. But I would give it 2 out of 2 stars.
So Madam Web gets 5.5 out of 15. Thank you very much to our Patreons for your money.
Your continued
Thanks.
support.
Yes.
Much appreciated.
Really, yeah. It's just cool that you would willingly do that for us.
Have you seen it? If you have, pop it in the comments. Let us know. If you've got this far, subscribe to the channel, please. Everyone helps us on our journey towards whatever we're journeying towards. What are we journeying towards?
Just numbers going
just
up.
Numbers. Just
more
yeah,
numbers.
More numbers.
More
so that Tom can get enough to pay the mortgage and live in Spain.
That's
the
dream.
dream.
Come on, keep subscribing.
You'll know we've made it.
I need it. Yeah, when I've got a tan.
When
that's
we're
when
all
you know.
sat on a balcony or something.
When we start doing all these videos just in shorts. Any suggestions for other ones we could watch would be greatly appreciated in the terrible blockbuster category.